It was so hard for me to accept what I have. It was so hard for me to accept having an ostomy. It was so hard for me to accept that I had cancer.
Rylie was just 27 when her world changed with 4 words.
Stage 4 colorectal cancer.
The diagnosis came as a complete shock to Rylie and her family.
The first thing that went through my head is like stage 4, like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Life came to a stop for Rylie and her fiancé, who were planning to get married.
We thought 2025 was going to be the happiest year of our life, but ended up being probably the worst year.
Other major life plans had to be put on hold too.
I just cannot wait to be a mom. Like, that's all I wanted in life. But we'll eventually get there.
It started with lower left abdominal pain and bloating that sent Rylie to the emergency room multiple times. The first 2 times, her concerns were dismissed.
And then the third time, they kept me and they said that I had possibly had a small perforation in my bowel. And so they kept me for 7 days, I think, and I wasn't eating or drinking anything. And once my belly went down a little, and they thought that the bowel perforation would heal on its own. And so after like a week of being in the hospital, they sent me home again.
The pain didn't go away though, and another emergency room visit finally revealed the problem.
That CAT scan was totally different than all the other ones. It showed the mass in my bowel, and then I had a mass on my liver as well. And so they rushed me into emergency surgery that night, and it was just everything happened so fast. I mean, they're drawing on my belly, like where they're going to put an ostomy bag. I had zero time to process anything.
Looking back, Rylie can't help but feel she knew all along that something wasn't right.
I say this all the time, like, you know your body the best. And I mean, the doctors can do these scans and they can tell you things, but they don't know exactly how you're feeling. And I knew something was wrong. I just knew something was wrong, that I'm not a wuss. I swear I'm not a wuss. Like, and it was just like kind of embarrassing being sent home for them saying like I'm constipated.
In the emergency surgery, doctors removed the mass on Rylie's colon and liver, plus 2 small parts of her small intestines, forcing her to have an ostomy bag.
To see that on my stomach was just like, what in the world is that? And they're like, oh, that's your bowel. Like, that is crazy. I'm grateful for it because it saved my life. I really am. But I don't like it. I hate it. I'll say that, and I feel bad for saying that because it did save my life. But yeah, it was a huge change. I mean, it took some classes. I had a really good nurse that taught me how to take care of it and do all of that. And just happy I'm able to get it reversed.
The changes came in waves, one of the biggest being Rylie's decision to freeze her eggs.
They're like, so do you want to preserve your eggs? I'm like, it's just like I had zero time to process anything. And I'm like, well, yeah, I do. But like, what does this entail? Like, I had no idea what it entailed. And then we kind of got the education on that. And so, yeah, I got out of the hospital. And right after I got out of the hospital, I started doing these shots for fertility treatments, which is like, I just had no time to heal. Like, it just felt so fast. It was a rough process, but it was worth it.
Rather than focus on the negatives, Rylie and her fiancé choose to see the positives in their journey.
We had our growing pains for sure. I mean, it changed us totally. I mean, we didn't expect this year to go this way. Like, we had a plan in our heads. This is what we want to do. But, you know, it took some time to really figure it out. But we know that this is only just a speed bump. Things happen for a reason. And maybe it was we needed to grow a little more. We needed to, you know, just figure ourselves out a little more.
Rylie's faith has helped her stay positive and grounded.
I really leaned into my faith this year, and you know, God is the one that got me through this, and if it wasn't for him, he definitely tested me. He tested my strength. I'm like, how much more can you give to me? He rewarded me in the end, and if it wasn't for leaning on my faith, I don't think that would get me, like, I wouldn't have been able to get through it like I am now.
Even with her strong faith and positive outlook, Rylie's diagnosis has had its share of difficult moments.
Honestly, it was so hard for me to accept what I have. Like, it was so hard for me to accept having an ostomy. It was so hard for me to accept that I had cancer. So, I didn't want people to really like know. My mom sent me an article about a young girl that's 30 years old and she's going through the exact same thing. And I'm like, I need to get to know this girl. We've literally became the best of friends through this whole process, and we're by each other's side through everything. And it's just so nice to have somebody that I can relate to and talk to and understands everything that I'm going through.
Now, Rylie hopes her story can help someone facing a similar situation.
I didn't want to relive it, but I just think it's so important to get the message out, because being a young person having colorectal cancer, you would never think that that could happen, because it's typically like an older person disease. And I just think it's important to get this message out, to have other people advocate for themselves, because it's so hard. You know your body best, and you should always advocate for yourself, no matter what.
If this video was meaningful for you, we've queued up another video here, a playlist here, and make sure you subscribe. Thank you for being a part of the Patient Story community. You're not alone.